Hello, everyone. As we all know, issues are many in Sierra Leone. So now we dive deep into this topic of discussion today, which is electricity supply in Sierra Leone to be specific. Here, which is not a bad deal being a citizen of Sierra Leone per se. But here I have an issue to discuss here. I said today we will delve deep into the electricity crisis in Sierra Leone, explain the causes and effects, the role of EDSA. As we all know, EDSA is the people in charge of electricity supply in Sierra Leone. So if they are not effective, they are not that coherent on doing certain things, I guess we are at stake as a nation, which is not as we may be thinking of it easily or as perfect as it is now. The government and the fire incident that have devastated communities. Recently in Sierra Leone, we have been facing numerous fire incidences all over the nation, starting from the eastern part, which was at 40, where a house get burnt down, villages with 35 more concerned, but it only becomes their concern when the state house was on fire 2 days back. This has raised the awareness of the nation. The communities we are involved in what? Key institutions like the 34 military hospital where they are keeping their drugs, the state house, and other paramount places that may get involved into this issue, even if not today, or maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Because fire is just like throwing stone. You cannot know where it may end. We go understanding the crisis. The causes here, Sierra Leone as a nation, both the electricity distribution supply authority and the fire force that are supposed to be fighting the fire, if it happens, are having financial crisis. To be honest, had it not been for life, I would have just shown you guys a photo of fire force vehicle that is so disgusting, hard to see, really deplorable. To be honest, if I'm thinking in my own common corner or in my own space as a guy or a man coming up in Sierra Leone, I felt so bad, to be honest. They don't have, they are not current. So the supply of water is not current. The workers are not current. The things are just going the way they are. Say the pricing model and insignificant losses due to what the unpaid debt. The government of Sierra Leone, through the electricity supply authorities, have reported recently that the people of Sierra Leone are not paying their dues for the supply authority, their facilities they are providing for the nation, which is not a strange thing in Sierra Leone. But having prepaid meters with less supply authorities, it is a concern, but not as it is here. Because a prepaid meter is a meter that is being, if you don't subscribe, you cannot have electricity supply. But here, our case is different. The state house that has been in existence since I was given birth, or even before me, even according to sources, I've just done my background check. We have never had such in Sierra Leone, where the nation is having an issue with a car and the state has already the state house, which is the first building in the nation. It has impact. The supply authorities are not trying to regulate the supply power. They are just giving it the way they feel like giving it. It's a bit confusing. Let me if I can categorize, it's a bit confusing and disturbing to understand. Which is not as you may be thinking of it. These um, supply authorities have impacted communities all over the nation. People having losing houses, monies, friends, families. Another incident that happened at Lumley, Shalima, where they sell tricycles, per se, in a local language they call it keke. An entire building was burnt down. A man was even in India, an Indian man that was in charge of the shop. I say this is becoming a concern to me and you because if this continues, to be honest, we are at stake. Today is the next man's place, tomorrow it's yours, and the next day is mine. I'm not wishing for that, but as it stands and that's how I'm looking at it. If houses are getting burnt down, people are crying, financial difficulty in Sierra Leone. I don't know where we are heading to be honest. I'm a young guy. People may misunderstand me, people may say I'm a politically biased somebody, but it is not as you are thinking of it. I think of Sierra Leone as a what? A place where I call home. That I don't play for, to be honest. I don't play for Sierra Leone. I just cannot do all it takes for the nation to be how it is. But I don't play for Sierra Leone, to be honest. I cares a lot and I love the nation to be honest, but sometimes loving is kind of risky. It's risky though. The next point if hospitals are getting burnt down, we they store drugs also. Imagine people are there fighting for their lives, thinking on how they can survive a day or two. It is kind of scary or funny enough to take that into consideration because the